Welcome back to Six Ashes for episode 21 with me, MrSealyp. It's day 4, midwinter. I know I said I wouldn't see you until day 5 probably, but I thought it'd be a good idea to do a little bit of a catch up. The money has gone down again because we put an offer in and our offer was accepted to buy CJ Farms. So that's where I am now. Up until we bought the farm, I could only clear the snow up to about here because we didn't own the rest of the land. It wouldn't let me do it, but now we do. So I've been clearing some of the snow away. We are going to be getting chickens, absolutely. What I'm going to do is spread a little bit more. The preparations over the course of the day for the Land Rover trial, or let's say for the Land Rover trial, is the Six Ashes Land Rover Owners Club. But when we do the trials, any vehicle can enter. We are going to be running an RTV trial, which is a road taxed vehicle trial. So the premise being that kind of run what you brung type thing, in that it doesn't have to be a highly modded vehicle, it doesn't have to be raised and all that kind of stuff. And what it also means is it will be a little bit more taxing for your vehicle, difficult for your vehicle, but you shouldn't sustain any serious damage. You may get a few scratches, that kind of thing, so you need to be prepared. What is going on? So you need to be prepared for the fact that if you are going to enter, there's a risk to your vehicle, that kind of thing. But yeah, so the course, it's because I'm reversing and trying to turn the thing off at the same time, and in doing so I think I'm just jumping out of the vehicle. So the course is pretty much ready to go. It's I've really enjoyed making it actually. So you'll see tomorrow, I don't know how many, if any, vehicles are going to turn up. I do seem to be getting a few responses from people wanting to join the club, which is lovely. I've got a funny feeling we're going to have a lot of it's driving me mad. There we go. Vehicles like mine, as you can imagine. You are more than welcome to come along and take part in a pickup if you want to, but I don't think pickups are going to cope particularly well with it. But hey, you never know, do you? So yeah, I just thought I'd just let you know this is where we are. We have bought the farm. We can get cows at some point. I'm not sure when I'm going to be doing cows. Probably not for a while. There we go. Yeah, probably not for a while, but we are going to do cows at some point. I do have the sheep pasture, which means I could bring my sheep over and put them in here. And plus, in buying this, we get all this land here. So we've bought the farm, which means we've got field 21, 22, 20. We've got 14, 15 and 16 as well. Some of these are grass. Some 21 and 22 have both got a winter wheat in, which is absolutely fantastic. They're going to need some spraying and stuff in the spring. But yeah, it gives us a few more grass options too. We've got the bunker silo here at the farm as well, which means we could do some loose silage as well, which also we could sell at the biogas plant, or we could use for top mix ration. Not that I'm short of silage, we do have a fair bit, let's be honest. So I'll see you in the morning then. I'll get all the animals sorted out in the morning and then we'll be good to go for a bit of trialling. Day 5, late winter. I'm just heading back from the course which I've been setting up to see. Well, I've been setting up, finishing off setting up, but what I want to do now is see how many people have shown up. It's our first meet, so you never know. Ooh. I love the fact you get out the right side of the vehicle as well. And by the right side I mean not the left side. I don't mean the correct side, because I know there we go. Yeah, you know what I mean. Nice, we've got a few attendees. That must be Millicent Bystander. Ah, now that was something. I did get a phone call last night. The guy from the main store said he would come down with a load of tools and a load of spares, because let's be honest, they are Santana Rovers. Something's going to break down, isn't it? Or something's going to break. So it was very kind of him. So, I mean, it's not a selfless act. He will get to get a bit of business, doing a bit of mechanics work for us if we need it. When all is said and done, when everything's finished, we're going to have a barbecue and a chat and admire each other's Land Rovers. That reminds me very much of the old Royal Navy blue they used to have on the vehicles. There's a story that goes with that. I won't tell it now. Oh, blimey, that's so weird. Just, that's brought back a memory I haven't had in, I can't remember how long. Okay, well, we've got a few vehicles. So, what we're going to do is we're going to head over and we're going to walk the course. And I mean, I don't know if there's a set of rules per se with regard to trialling courses. I know from the ones I've done what kind of rules were in place, and some I've tweaked a little bit here and there. So the premise being that you go through over the obstacles. We've got some stakes, some posts out in places to help you sort of guide you along the course. There are cones at the start, the entry and exit of each obstacle that you have to go between. If you hit a cone, it's a 5-second penalty. If you fail to complete the obstacle, you either don't attempt it or you fail to complete it, it's a 20-second penalty. And if you reverse, that was one of the rules I remember from one of the ones we went to years ago, that if you had to reverse, that was also a time penalty. Because I remember watching it, I probably told this story before. There was an amazing guy with a Series 1 Land Rover, and Series 1 at that point wasn't four-wheel drive all the time. I know we have viscous couplings and all sorts of stuff these days, but the hubs, you could lock the hubs, but you could do it from like the driver's seat. And there was one part of the course where you came down this really steep incline out onto a grassy kind of field, and then you came back on yourself and back up the incline and through the trees. Now the incline was steep anyway, down and back up it, but what they'd done very cleverly was the bend at the bottom when you came round and into the field was very, very tight, so a lot of the vehicles are really struggling to get round it. Now the guy in the Series 1 came down the hill, and as he took the bend, knocked it out of four-wheel drive, and then gave it a bit on the handbrake, and the back of the Land Rover just slid round enough. He knocked it back into four-wheel drive and up there. I've honestly never seen anything like it. It was incredible driving skill. Right, anyway, this is where we start. So we've got a start point here, 2 cones, and then we go through 2 cones and down into the river. So we follow the river along, bit of kind of fording, wading, whatever you want to call it. And then we've got 2 cones here at the side, so we have to come up the bank. Now it's snowy, it's slippery, and then straight after the bank we go out through those 2 cones there. So you've got the bank and a tight turn up and out the cones here. They're not necessarily that easy to see. That's the first section. Then we go into the woodland, so we just drive along here. There's nothing much to worry about here. Then we cut across here and through these 2 cones with the fences down, minding the ducks of course, up through here, and we've got 2 cones and over the log pile from where we've been doing lumber work, over the log pile and out the other side. I left these a little bit further out Obviously everyone's having a bit of a sighting walk now, so you can see where they are, but as you come over those, they're going to be hard to see, and if they were directly behind the log pile, that would be almost impossible to get between. So put those out a little bit further. Up the hill, through the stakes. I can't remember what order I did all these in. What have we got next? Oh yeah, we've got the bomb hole. So the bomb hole just here, deep into the bomb hole, but rather than going straight out, I mean that's quite an incline down there. It's a sharp left and up through the cones here, so out of the bomb hole. Interestingly, it depends where you're from in the world, you might not have ever heard of a bomb hole. I mean, you know what a bomb hole is, but the bomb craters. During World War II, during the bombing of Britain, the Blitz and all the various different things, when German bombers would come over, and a lot of the country got bombed. I mean, a lot of the east coast, a lot of the south coast, because of where they were coming across the channel. Obviously London in the Blitz, but they were bombing factories and you know, anywhere that was making machinery, tanks, planes, all that kind of thing. So a lot of industrial areas got bombed. But what would often happen is if the bomber crews got to a point where they hadn't found their target, or they realised they'd passed the target and missed it, hence the reason for the blackouts, as all the lights would go out, it was much harder for them to find their targets at night. Though if they realised they'd gone too far past, or if the anti-aircraft fire was too heavy, what they would often do to enable them to fly back quicker would just be to dump their payload, dump whatever bombs they had on board, turn and head home. So what they would often do is cross the English Channel, south coast across, as far up to Coventry, Manchester got bombed, Edinburgh, loads of places. And then they would head off sometimes straight across and then over the Irish Sea and back round again. So loads of places across the country got bombed. And where I live, around the woods and stuff where I live, there are loads of huge bomb craters. We used to spend hours as kids on our bikes in and out the bomb craters. So anyway, yes, the bomb hole, in and out the bomb hole. Through the posts here, and the next set are down here. Then we've got the rock crawl. Shouldn't be too difficult, I don't think. We'll see. So entry here, over the rocks, exit here. I hope. So I don't know. We'll see. Some of these I haven't actually tried out. Through the posts here. This is going to be an interesting one. We've got the ditch. Only rule for this one is you are not allowed to go through this without using something. But it's incredibly steep, could be dangerous for health and safety reasons. So we've got the ladders. The ladders are by the side, so you're going to need to stop to put the ladders out. That's going to require a bit of finesse. As I've always said, I'm all martial and no art. So we'll cross the ditch and then we head through to, where are we? I've lost them. The log rides. So we cross the logs. Now the other rule with these are, we have got the markers here. If you go through the markers, maximum points. As I've said, if you hit a cone, you lose 5 seconds. You don't have to cross between them. If you decide you'd rather cross at another point, you can, but it's a 5-second penalty if you do. So we've got quite a high one, a thick one there, slightly smaller one here, then off at an angle across here we've got the next one. Then this is sort of towards the end. We make a turn here and then we come up onto the trailer. Now this, again, I was setting this up and I thought, as I was doing it, I'm thinking, reminds me of something. Up onto the low loader, we've got some chicken feed bags, hay bales, which one of the local farmers kindly donated, thank you very much, and then down off the other side, out through the final gate for the finish. Hopefully, I honestly don't know how this is going to go, we'll see. Yeah, Kickstart was what reminded. Anyone remember Kickstart? The motorbike trials riding? 1979 to 1991. I looked it up, found a few videos, and interesting, the only name I ever remembered from watching Kickstart as a kid was Dougie Lampkin. Dougie Lampkin was, I think, when we used to watch, about 13, 14 years old, and he was amazing on a trials bike. So if you want to find it on YouTube, have a look for Kickstart. I think it was Peter Purvis that hosted the programme. Absolutely brilliant. Yeah, I just saw the obstacles and thought, that reminds me of Kickstart. So, there we go. That's the course. Oh, did I leave the lights on the telehandler? Yep. What I am going to do, though, I think, is we'll put the lights on there just to give us a bit of light. It may be a little bit dark through the trees. I will have the lights on the Land Rover. We're not going to show everyone's run. Just mine. I'm actually smiling. I'm kind of proud of myself. I'm pleased I managed to do it. I know there'll be loads of people saying you should have allowed us to do multiplayer, you should have got some people on, we could have all had a go and that kind of thing. I totally get that, but as I've said so many times before, I don't really do multiplayer. I record at really weird times of the day. For example, this morning, again, couldn't sleep. I was up at 10 to 5 and recording, finishing off setting this all up, and so this is very early in the morning. I know some people say, oh, we're still up, you know, but it's just a little bit difficult. So anyway, now, if you set something like this up yourself, it's no different to when I used to do stuff at school. We'd have kind of learning challenges and that kind of thing. You can run this course, of course you can. And if you do it third person, out of car, which I'm going to do to start off with, because I want to see the vehicle moving as well. If you want to make it harder for yourself, absolutely go first person, because seeing the cones is so difficult. Unlike real life, like I said before, when you've got a bit of perspective and you can also lean in the vehicle and you can have a look and you can see. So, lights on. Let's run the course. Let's see how we get on. I don't want to appear rude to my guests, but I do want to get done as soon as I can. I've just suddenly realised. We're going to get the barbecue and stuff done, because I do want to try and get some chickens today. You know, I don't know. Again, I kind of roughly worked it out. I don't know if I'm going to roll it over. If any of you watch me play SnowRunner, you'll know how often I do that. Right, avoid the rock at the side if I can. Up through. Avoiding the posts, and can I turn that tight enough? I don't want to reverse. Come on. Oh, I'm smiling like a child at Christmas. It's amazing. Right. So, down through the Ford broken fence. I don't know if I should get a run up for this or... Come on. Oh, I didn't knock the cone over, but I did just nudge it. Go on, don't get caught. Okay, okay. Looking good so far. The bomb hole. Oh, that's steep. No, I'm not going to make it out. Hang on. Oh no. Come on, come on. That is. I remember going trialling with my uncle. My uncle Andrew was a legend when I was growing up. Him and his, like I said, him and his mate Stuart. And my brother and I took it in turns being passenger over the course of the day. And there was something like, it was a bomb hole, but much bigger. And there was all water in the bottom. Again, you had to go into the bottom, but you had to go around in a circle. On that particular trial, you had marker, like, what was it? Like a pencil, like the ones you can use in the wet. Oh, I can't remember what they're called. Anyway, they were tied to a tree, and what you had to do in your Land Rover, you had like a disc, and when you got to each point, you had to stop and you had to get the piece of string with the pencil on it, like a wax pencil, and you had to mark your little disc from in the Land Rover. So getting into the position to get these things was really hard. So you had to go into the bomb hole, through the water, in the bottom mark your disc, and then do a circuit round the bomb hole and then out the other side, and it was really steep. My Uncle Andrew just nailed it. We came out the bomb hole and he put his foot down and the back end kicked out and we hit a tree. Oh my, the front wing was absolutely demolished. The impact, I mean, bearing in mind, you've got to remember, these Land Rovers, the old 88s and even the 90s, they're kind of, it's an agricultural vehicle. Oh, it hurt. Blimey, the pain. I think the first time I'd ever experienced whiplash. Right, rock crawl. Sorry, I'm whittering again. Oh no. I was hoping I wouldn't have to reverse. I did that completely wrong. Right, that's a 5-second penalty. Can I go over there? There we go, that's what I needed to do. Should have gone to the side. Don't hit that cone. Turn the wheel, turn the wheel. There we go. Cool. Right, through the posts. So 5-second penalty anyway then, because I reversed. Right, ladders. This is going to be a little bit trickier. What I want to do is line up, and then I can line up the ladders with the wheels. So we'll hop out. I know I technically reversed again, didn't I? Grab a ladder. I don't honestly know how well this is going to work. I'm hoping with this one, as long as I'm slow with it. Is that going to be far enough over? Oh, that is so sketchy. What's on there? We'll see. Yeah, as long as I'm slow with it, I don't try and accelerate. Because if I accelerate too hard, I can spin the ladders out from underneath me, maybe. So I don't know. We'll see. Something a bit different, isn't it? This is what farmers do in the off-season when it's winter and there's no farming work to do. They muck around. Well, they don't, in all honesty, but I am. Try that. Does that look about right? Only time will tell. I'm just thinking now. Right, okay. Gently does it. So, just a crawl. That's what I want to do. Just crawl onto those ladders. Don't move, don't move, don't move. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Don't. No, no, no. We did it. Hey, it may not have been pretty, and the ladders, well, one foot did fall in, but the next person can get those. Right. Logs. Now, this first one, I'm going to give this a bit of welly, because I'm really concerned about bottoming out on this one. So, let's hit this with a bit of gusto, shall we? We damage the front. Oh, no. Hang on. Has that moved? That's interesting, because when I tested this, I got over that no problem at all. I've reversed again. 5-second penalty. Come on. I don't understand that. Another 5. Is that an angle, maybe? I can't fathom why that's done that, because I managed to do that no problem at all. In practice. Do I try and come at some angle, maybe? No. I think that's raised. It's lifted somehow. Right, another 5. That's not good. Try the lower bit. Nope. I'm going to have to move, go past the obstacle. That's annoying, though. Probably another reason why I wanted to go first. I don't get why that's done that. Because that's why I said about giving it a bit of welly, because okay. Ah, that's annoying. I thought we'd do all of them. If I don't tell anybody, everyone should get penalties there as well, shouldn't they? Harsh, but I think rather fair. Oh, no. This is ridiculous. I'm absolutely baffled. That's digging him in front of it. Again, in practice, these worked. Gently. I wonder. I mean, technically, I failed abysmally now. Oh, I was doing so well up to that point. I wonder if I've got a bit more clearance at the back. Nope. That's really annoyed me. Well, I can imagine the last one's going to be a bust as well then, isn't it? Oh, these worked so well when I was practicing. I don't know if it's the snow or... shouldn't be. Right. Well, no, for next time for setting them up. That's a pity. Right, give myself a bit of a breather. Just to gather myself. I'm so annoyed about those logs. Anyway, right, if I line this up just right. Now, this is going to be tricky, because if I go too late, I'm worried about falling off the back of the stack. If I go too early, I'm worried about this back axle not quite making it on. Come on, just get a bit of traction. Don't go off that bail. Okay. Where am I looking? I need to straighten up as we come off of here. Gently does it. You know what? That'll do. Apart from the logs, which is frustrating, that wasn't too bad at all. So, the rest of the day will continue. And everyone will get a run through, we'll get some times. And I know there's always someone wants to be the winner, someone wants to be first and that kind of stuff. I totally understand that. Hey, we're all winners, we've got Land Rovers. Maybe not all the time, but it depends. As long as they're running okay, they're absolutely fantastic. I've thoroughly enjoyed doing this. Like I say, we're going to get everyone through, have a bit of fun, then a barbecue, and I want to sort some chickens out, so we'll get some chickens on the go. I love the inside of this. In the Santana Rover. While we're heading back, the story about the Land Rover, the Royal Navy Land Rover. Which one am I going? Years and years ago, when I was a child, my dad was one of those people he loved exploring and adventuring and just finding stuff out. And as a kid, he was always very kind of bold and kind of, yeah, let's do this, let's go here, let's, you know. But always had this knack of being able to just talk to people and, you know, everything would be okay. And you know. Anyway, we went down to Portsmouth and we went to HMS Victory, which was fantastic. Well, we got off HMS Victory and, you know, there were other family members there doing other things. So my dad decided, grab the boys, let's go for a wander. So we went for a wander, you know, the whole time thinking, I'm pretty sure this is a Royal Naval shipyard, which it was. So we went off around the docks and we were looking at all this cool stuff. Right up until the military police turned up. Until the Royal Navy police turned up in Land Rovers, just like this, but that dark blue, Royal Navy dark blue, to tell my father that, one, we were trespassing, we were on MOD property. They loaded us up and escorted us out. Yeah, I was terrified as a kid. But God, I haven't thought about that in such a long time. That's so weird. Anyway, more people to run the course. The transit van won't be running the course, obviously. Any breakages will be sorted out. I did wonder about that, you know. I wonder if that could get over the logs. This is one of the locals. They were just interested to see, you know, what we were doing and what it was all about, and they'd come and have a look. So maybe I'll speak to them. Maybe we'll give that a bit of a go. I will see you in a little while, and then we'll get some chickens on the go, I think. Yeah, that's the plan. Next. Right, it's just gone lunchtime. I came out with the Mahindra and it got stuck. I couldn't get over it, and I suddenly thought, I did wonder whether or not, because a night had passed, whether or not these were kind of frozen in place, if you know what I mean. I grabbed the telehandler, lifted each one up, and I'm going to give it another go. If it does work, I'm going to come back over with my Land Rover and try again. I think I might have to give it, like I say, because this has got an even lower ride height. I should have gone a bit faster. But it did go over. It could just be the wheels, but... okay. Just give that a bit of a nudge. It's a great thing about having a telehandler on site. When anything gets stuck, no problem. Oops. Let's see how that gets on. I'll bring my Land Rover over and we'll have a go. Because I'm not, like I say, I'm really kind of frustrated because it really did work. Let's give it some more welly. Come on. Okay, right. More beans are what are required. I am curious now as well. I said anyone could enter, didn't I? Whoa. Yeah, it's just the ground clearance isn't as great, but still did it. Right, gonna go and get mine. It was no joy with the logs, still didn't get anywhere. I'll have to think up a different obstacle for next time. But we are done. Nearly 1 o'clock. Everyone that's finished is just lined up on the lane. We're going to go and have a barbecue. We have taken some pictures, so what I'll do in a minute is we'll put the pictures up of. It's just a snapshot from everyone's run. See, that's the kind of view I remember from trialing as well. Everyone finishing their runs, lining up, and you know. Big long lines of vehicles heading between sites and parts, and it's a nice sight, isn't it? Anyway, yeah, I'll put the pictures up in a minute, and then what I need to do is sort some chickens out, and then we'll be heading into day 6, late winter. I seem to have spent a long time in the winter, haven't we? We need to get into spring. We need to get some stuff done. Now we've got new fields and we've got, you know, all this new stuff. What lights have been left on? Is that the Mahindra? Yep. Thought something was glowing off there. Yeah, so what we'll do is, yeah, we're going to go and get some food. And chat about our exploits and fun we've had today. So, yeah, I'll see you in a bit and we'll get the chickens sorted out. (2:25). Everyone has departed. I loaded up all the stuff from the last obstacle onto the trailer and brought it over here to CJ Farms. The hay bales I'll just stick away to one side out of the way. What I did suddenly think was I did get chicken feed. I couldn't remember what pallets I got. We've got the bags of chicken feed as well, and we're going to get chickens. So what I'll do is take the individual bags. I did individual bags for that bit only because it made it far easier to get the levels I kind of needed or wanted to get up onto the obstacle. It just made more sense to me. And the pallets I'll just take with the telehandler, we'll take them over. I don't know how many chickens I'm going to get, in all honesty. I can't remember how many it holds. Isn't it terrible? I looked over this, I'm sure. I want to say it's a lot, but in my head I'm thinking 100, which is not what I was hoping. I was hoping for more, but I honestly can't remember. It could be 500, but somewhere in the back of my mind it's saying 100. This doesn't need to be. Just get that off, and then what we'll do is, I'm not too sure where to put the hay bales. I'll just stick them in one of the barns, as long as they're under cover. They're sheltered from the elements. I don't think we've got any more. What weather are we looking at moving forward? Today we're good. Wednesday, what is that? Snow and rain? Bit of sleet, maybe. We'll be coming out the other side of winter soon. Anyway, right. More of these bags than I thought. Sorry, I saw a little bit blurry, isn't it? So I thought kind of turn around quite quickly. Each one of these is 100 litres, I think. Pretty sure it is. I'm really pleased with how the trialling thing went. I wasn't sure when I said that I was going to do it. I'll be honest, it took a long time to set up. A long time to set up. But I thoroughly enjoyed it. Be cool to have a trialling map, wouldn't it? I know, you know, yes, it's not SnowRunner we're playing. I know, you know, the farm aficionados will be, you know. I'm pretty sure we used to go, was it Chiltern? It was the Chiltern Land Rover Club. We used to go trialling when I went with my brother. Because one of the guys that was one of the, I don't know if he ran it, or I think he was one of the co-founders. He was an engineer, worked with my dad for years in the print. And the guy whose land we used to use, I want to say the guy's name was Simon. He was a keen Land Rover enthusiast. He used to bring his Land Rover and take part in the trials. So it was his farmland we used to use, him being a farmer. Which was absolutely fantastic. But I think for a lot of these things, it's finding land that's okay to use, especially when the weather's not great and you're, you know, banging around in Land Rovers and Range Rovers and various different other off-road vehicles. The ground gets pretty chewed up and stuff. So I suppose it's got to be in areas where it doesn't matter too much that you make a mess. You don't want to do it in the middle of a field you're going to be using. Okay, so where's our feed trough? Over the back. We need to sort out how many we're going to get first then. Ratio of 1 to 7. Let's go with 80 to start off with then. Is it 1 to 7 or 1 to 8? I can never remember. We're going to go Rhode Island Red because they're a nice mix. They produce a lot of eggs and they grow quite well. I'm not going for a meat breed, I'm not going Cornish cross. White Leghorns, I think, are very good at egg laying but not as good at reproduction. So, right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. 584. How many have we got? Oh, that's the new one. 83. Have I managed to do that? Doesn't matter, that'll be fine. So we've got our roosters and we've got our females. They're not fertile yet. We need some feed. So what we'll do is take this across without running any of them over. Is that possible? Not usually. God, farm dog's excitable today. Oh, have I got the same on here? I'm going to have this on all of the feed troughs, aren't I? Just suddenly remembered. All the farms I buy because of what I did at the start. Because this was my test map. Not my test map, my tour map. And I put stuff in all of the troughs to see what they would hold. That's, I didn't even notice that when I was looking at it. Yeah, wheat and barley, it's already full. Right, okay, I'll put this to one side. What we'll do, and we've paid for it at the end of the day, we've paid for the feed, so even if we don't use it for a little while, it's not a problem. It's going to be the same with the sheep there and with the cows, isn't it? I honestly can't remember how much feed I put in for any of them though. It's hopefully not too much. Okay, well, we've got them in, they're fed, we'll get cracking, but we are now chicken rich. We have got chickens on our new farm. It's been a good day, isn't it? Been a good day. I'll stick the bags over there under the cover. I'll unload the hay bales, and then we'll bring the 2 pallets of chicken feed over. I mean, I suppose what I could do is, because I've paid for these, rather than having me to use, because I've got stuff in the trough, I could just kind of lose them in a way. Does that make sense? Not that I really want to do that, but I'm going to spend a bit of time stacking these neatly. So, there we go. We've got to our point I wanted to be at. We've had our trialing day. We've got our chickens. So we've got sheep, we've got pigs. I might move the sheep over, like I say, over to this pasture here. And then we can free up the grassland. I might need to plough it out, though, over the other one. Or I might just leave them there for the time being. I haven't really decided yet. Might get some more sheep before we hit spring, though. Again, not too sure. We've got enough money to, so we absolutely could. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you're still enjoying it. If you are, if you have, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. As always, thanks for watching.